People ask me all the time, T-Bone, how do you diagnose these electrical issues so fast? I'm going to show you the secrets that I use every day. I love electrical. So easy if you watch this video. This machine won't do anything. Nothing. So if you got some jumper cables, you can test your battery and starter at the same time. So all you're going to do, you can take the red and red or the black and black. Hook the red right down here on the starter. If I can get enough cable, hook it right there on the starter. Be careful that this is not touching anywhere. Take the other red and let's go over here to this teeny tiny crappy battery. Will it even turn over? We just learned two things right there. Our starter's good, our battery's good. It'll spin over fine. Now, if yours didn't spin over, you got one of two problems. You got a bad battery or a bad starter. Let me show you how to test that real quick. This is my jumper box. It's just an old battery in a old battery box out of a lawnmower. I'm gonna hook my positive right up to the cable, right there on the starter. Be sure it's not touching anything, okay? Now I'm gonna take my ground and I'm gonna just tap it on the engine. It's gonna spark, so we know we got a good starter. If yours didn't do anything when you did the first test, you do this and it does spin, you got a battery issue, okay? Or a connection issue. So now, if your engine turns over like this one did, we know we've got a good battery and a good starter. The next step I want you to do is turn your key on, just like that. We know it won't start. But the difference is, with this hooked up, the jumper hooked up to the starter, just like we did with this box, or you can use the jumper cables. If you hook into a vehicle to jump it, do not have the engine running. You will blow your alternator. Take a jumper box case, I can go right here. Let's see if it'll fire up. If it did not fire up, you probably have a fuse or a power issue to your solenoid on the carburetor, or another electrical issue on the power side. We're going to be looking toward the safety switch side because it did run. Welcome back to Rayleigh's Small Engines. I'm T-Bone. This is your Get to the Point channel. Let's get into this thing. So what did we just learn? Because I drove this thing in here. Couple of things. You know, I said we would be leaning towards safety switches. Well, we know the brake switch is good because I knocked the brake off. We know the seat switch is good because I was sitting in it, and when I knocked the brake off, it was still running, right? It's all just a process of elimination. Just think about it and listen. Now, what we're going to look toward next is up under here. It's hard to see. I'm going to see if I can get you guys in here. The starter solenoid is what we're going to test next. Now, your model might be different. This one, the solenoid is here. I noticed, I said, that thing, man, is loose. But it's okay because it's a 2-wire or a 4-pin solenoid. I'm going to unplug it. Now, most of your solenoids on most mowers are going to look something like this. 1, 2, 3, 4 pins. Some of them are just 3 pins. In that case, the ground will get through the bracket, the mounting bracket. Now, on this Ariens, it's a little different. It's still got 2 prongs, just like this has 2 prongs here. Now, it's still a 4-post solenoid. It's just got a different plug on it is all. So for the first part of our test, we're going to use a test light and a little jumper because my test light is too fat right there to get in here on these terminals. So let's hook up our test light to the ground, and I'm just going to pick a wire, okay? Let's see if it'll get in there. We're looking for that light up when I turn this key to the start position. Nope, won't reach. So let's do this. I'm going to lay this right here on my test light. Then I'm going to plug this bare wire right into the connector and hold it. I know my fingers are in your way. Okay, what's that tell us? That tells us we're sending power to the solenoid. Now our next step, we want to know, are we getting ground? So we'll move our test light over to the positive side, okay? So what that does is anywhere you touch ground, you will light up that solenoid if you get the metal. See there? So let's check. And what this is telling us is that our safety switches are working properly. Oh, look at there. We've got ground. So we've got power and power to the solenoid when you turn the key. We also have ground to the solenoid. So we did not hear a click or anything. I think we got a bad solenoid. 9 times out of 10, when you have a bad solenoid, you hit that key, you'll hear a single click. It'll go dink, dink. Every time you hit that key, it'll do a single click. And generally that puts you in the ballpark. You probably got a bad solenoid. This case is not making any noise. Now, if you want to see a more in-depth video on how a solenoid works, testing all the safety switches, I've got 2 videos. Both of them called Just Clicks. Check those out. So let's go ahead and disconnect our battery, which the battery hold down bracket's laying down in here for some reason. Who knows why? And I always unbolt the negative side. Now, 3/8 of the seat. If I can get up under here, there's one bolt holding this thing in. I'm going to stand on my head to get up under here to it. I can't see nothing. I know y'all can't see because I can't see either. There we go. There's our solenoid. Of course, now we need a 10 millimeter. Now, if you'll notice, you see the extra wires going to one of the posts? You can hook these up any way you want to, as long as your positive battery cable and these wires are on the same terminal. It doesn't matter. You can put both of these over here or whatever. It does not matter. It's just a simple switch. So remember, the extra wiring harness always goes with the battery side. Pop both of our deals off there. Let's get us a new solenoid. Let me guess, it's going to be a different size. Maybe not. All right, this is the wire from the starter. And it goes on there by itself. All alone, all by myself. Now y'all know why I fix the engines instead of daggone singing, huh? Put this right here on right there. I'll tell you what, I'm going to put the little wire on first. Just pop this side in. That's just all in the way. Who designs this mess? It surely wasn't the fella that's got to work on it, was it? All right. Now that that's done, I'm going to go ahead and plug this up. Snap, be sure it's locked in good. And tell you what, zoomed you out a little bit so y'all can see, just so that I don't have to screw that bolt on and back off. I'm just going to use some needle nose vice grips here right quick. And we're going to find out Did that fix it? Because I'm going to have to take it back loose anyway. I'm going to use these needle nose vice grips because I want to disconnect it when I go to put this in case I short. So now that's on, park brake is set. Let's see if it will start. Let me move that. Look at there. So I was thinking to myself, I didn't actually let y'all hear it run. Put the choke on. All my stuff's falling. I got something else to show you. Hang on. You ever wonder what T-Bone and Mrs. T is doing when we're not fixing lawnmowers and running this lawnmower shop? Go check out T-Bone After Hours. Subscribe to that YouTube channel. Okay, so there's only one bolt on this particular solenoid, and you see it's got that little Z-bend. I'm using this tag as an example. On the frame, you're going to have a hole, and for those that don't know, you just go hook it in like that and then put your bolt in. All right, let's see if we can get this bad boy put back together. I'm going to have to fix this bracket over here too. Get out of the way. Now, find the hole where you can't see nothing. Not a doggone thing I can see up under here. Great, my goodness. There we go. We're in. All the blood's rushing to my head, hanging upside down, man. And I can't find a threaded hole. There we go. Okay. What a pain. Tell you what. Whoever designs this stuff, they know they ain't got to work on it. All right. Always be sure to put these covers back on in case something metal falls in there. I know you can't see from my old hand. There we go. Okay, let's get our battery hooked up, and then I guess I'm gonna have to go find some bolts to put that battery stabilizer hanger bracket thing, hold the battery still thing in place, right? Huh? That's what I'm talking about. I got a wrenchola. Yeah, because it's sliding around. Heck, it can flip over. This is a prime example of why we don't guess and start throwing parts at something that you haven't diagnosed, because originally I thought it was going to be a safety switch issue. It was not. That dinged off in my head, the light bulb lit up. And when I was driving it in, I'm like, well, it can't be a safety switch issue. That's why I went straight to the solenoid and pulled those wires off, and I tested it. We don't guess. We diagnose the problem and fix it right the first time. Thanks for tuning in to Rayleigh's Small Engines. I'm T-Bone, and this is your Get to the Point channel. Go check out T-Bone After Hours so you can see T-Bone and Mrs. T out camping and doing fun things. Go check it out and subscribe to that channel also. We'll see you next time. Will it start? Let's find out. Choke.